me ended up raining while the sun was out. And that
Precious.
that's the notebook.
Because I'm not dropping it low and spreading it wide for coffee.
Right.
Of our grandparents. But are we gonna put more with that march in that prayer? What action are we gonna put in place?
I like Chili's goal, but listen, Bob.
Welcome to Ladies POV. We're so glad for you to join us. I'm Devin, and I am joined by Lucretia, and whoop, look who just popped in. This Rue, you got some good old, just taste it.
What's this?
It's the secret recipe. And while y'all here with us,
I didn't make it.
hit that.
How you doing? Oh my goodness. How you doing? I'm here.
Button. And as you can see, we are all here together. This is the end of the season finale of Ladies POV, so we'll be taking a couple week hiatus. So, how are you ladies?
I'm tired now because it just rained all the way up in here.
Maybe we're gonna keep you after right after holiday.
They be all right.
Oh, okay.
They'll be quite all right.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good to see you ladies, though. Have all of us in the same section. So we really can bounce off of each other and feed off of each other's energy and make it interesting. So since we're here, let's go ahead and drop into our first topic. What we got?
Let's see. It's kind of hard to see it, bro.
The mask mandate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, as we know, that old Greg Abbott has said that we are, as of Wednesday, 100% open in restaurants. No mask is required. We just barefoot, pregnant, butt naked, running through the city. Where y'all at with this?
As of Wednesday, he said, y'all are no mask, barefoot nigga running through the city. They didn't include me.
Yeah.
Well, on the mandate, it did encourage that people did still wear the mask. So I guess it's up to, people's discretion if they're going to still wear it or not. But what? This is about infringing people's rights.
Do you hear this voice?
I hear
You hear this voice? Okay, y'all don't hear the etiquette training school rule that we're hearing right now. But I promise you, this isn't the rule that we had last Sunday. This ain't the rule y'all got the Sunday before.
What?
So I don't know what she was drinking or what happened on her ride, but continue this march, this mask mandate.
She didn't have a one sip of that, so that ain't it.
We're gonna get proper with her.
Okay.
Let's go.
You feel it's a violation of it's about your exercising your rights?
Well, to certain Republicans and conservatives, they feel like it's an infringement upon rights. So therefore, to allow businesses to allow the mandate to come down, to say that now your businesses are free to open 100% is basically pacifying those people that's been shouting how, the government infringes on their rights. So now we're allowing that to happen, and he did put in the mandate, because I read it, he said, we still encourage people to wear their masks, but now businesses can, choose to
I'm not against the businesses opening at 100%. I was never against that. I'm just a little nervous as to how are we going to enforce, how are we going to draw the line between the businesses that say you got to still wear a mask and you don't. Because, we have a lot of people who right now are already protesting wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. So now that the governor has said you don't have to wear a mask, aren't they still going to lose money? Because now you have those businesses that are saying, no, we're going to make you wear your mask still, and they're still not coming.
Well, that's up to the business. So capitalism at its finest, I'll say you got, especially because Texas is a Republican state, right? You got a bunch of conservatives walking around, and business is like main priority. So if we have laws in place to protect businesses and businesses have authority, like you have the no shirt, no service, they have the right to sit there and say, okay, no, we're still going to protect our employees.
Yeah.
That's up to the consumer whether they want to walk through the door or not.
Yeah, I get that too.
I just feel it was all, of course, it's all capital based. I feel like Abbott, he had a scale. First of all, let me shout out Kendrick and Ryan. What's up, y'all? And yes, we are together, JoJo. Not today. What's up, man? What's up, Kendrick? But I think Greg Abbott basically had a scale, and he was like, money, human life, money, human life. I'll let your grandma, and it was just that's just what it was.
I mean, I think they had to.
Why though?
They had to because you got okay. So if part of the budget was putting out the vaccinations, right? So they put the vaccinations out, and I remember I said that they got to collect money from somewhere, right? So the only way that you can force people to get vaccinated if they have a fear of getting a virus like that is to push them to go take the vaccination so that they can go to the store, so that they can go get gas and be around people, go to their churches. So now I feel like it's hyping up the vaccinations because he did say, okay, now we have a vaccination. Johnson & Johnson just put out their version, working with another company to push out that cure.
However, but the vaccination, but they said that the majority of the people won't even be vaccinated until like May.
Yeah, it hasn't changed my idea or my stance on this vaccine. I just feel like it was a money thing. Like his supporters said, we're losing too much money. You need to open Texas back up. And like she said, he was like,
now the rest
or my bank account.
I
really do.
I'll let you grant it, but at the same time, restaurants, I get that because let's be honest, I've been eating at restaurants since this happened. You go to the restaurant, you take your mask off as soon as you sit down, and the whole time you're in there, you're not wearing the mask. So I don't know what we're saving by wearing it till you get to your table and then taking it off because as you're eating, you're talking. And
food flying everywhere.
We have that buffer though, because most restaurants are either one table or two tables away from you. And when the waitress is talking to you, she hands on the mask or he hands on the mask. If it's open back up to 100% capacity, now you're sitting next to COVID-free, COVID-free.
And some restaurants did do that, but other restaurants, the seating was so close. There wasn't truly like 6 feet in between everybody. So I feel like we were still like mixing and mingling and things like that. Now, of course, I have a false sense of security because I feel like I'm vaccinated, so I'm good. But it may not be true, but it makes me feel better, right? But I don't know. I think for a while, everybody will complain and be like, well, then, because I feel like a lot of the people on my Facebook are complaining. But these are the same people who are still getting out and doing things or whatever. But I think it's based on someone telling you what you can and cannot do. I think we as Texans have an issue with that because when they said you had to wear a mask, everybody was throwing a fit. You can't make me wear a mask. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he said you no longer have to wear a mask, you don't care about nobody but yourself. You don't like. So it's like we need to pick a side. We just don't like nobody telling us what to do.
Lamar just asked, are folks going to be cooking the food with no mask? They probably already are. I'm just going to be honest. They probably already are. It's hot back there in their kitchen. I'm pretty sure that they already are.
We went to a restaurant yesterday called Abuelo's. And
I like Abuelo's.
Mm-hmm. And the manager, owner, I don't know who she was. She came and she talked to us and we were like, we have questions. Like, what is going to happen in this restaurant on Wednesday? And she said on Wednesday, they'll be at 100% capacity. The guests do not have to wear a mask. They are not mandating that. She says, but all the staff will continue to wear a mask. Mm-hmm. So she said all the wait staff, kitchen staff, everybody will wear a mask, but the guests, the customers no longer have to. So that's the changes they're making at their
I'm going to keep wearing mine.
Yeah, at my workplace, though, we're still wearing masks. Like, the members can go ahead and not, choose to opt in or out of the whole mask mandate, but as employees, our business says that we wear a mask.
I haven't been to my office in over a month because outbreak came in and he didn't take his quarantine days, and everyone in the finance department came down with corona within 3 or 4 days of each other. So yeah, as long as the outbreak is high, I won't be.
I say people be responsible. Like, I'm still gonna wear my mask. I have to. But even when I was cutting, like even before this happened, I wore a mask to cut hair. That's because I don't like hair flying out my nose because I know where it goes. Like, it goes up there, it goes in my bra, it goes all in my leggings. Like, it doesn't matter if I have a smock on or not. It's going everywhere. So I see how, you know, you can cross-contaminate, how you can, you know, collect stuff that you don't necessarily want on you. So I'm going to still sit here and wear my mask just because I don't like nobody's germs on me. I don't like cooties. So.
Well, you know, I work at a hospital, and as soon as that was announced, they sent us an email that says nothing at our facility will change. People will still have to wear a mask. They'll still have one visitor per patient in 24 hours. Of course, staff will still wear a mask and do temperature checks. And they said if family members and visitors come in and throw a fit, that we are only supposed to advise them to virtually visit their family members without a mask on. So, which means to me, they know that somebody will clown.
Yeah, they know that this is a bunch of bull, and then roly-poly opened us up just for money. And so they are going to keep us
roly-poly.
Are we past 15 minutes? We're okay. But yeah, they opened us up too early. And the owners of these corporations and these hospitals, they know that. And so they're just not.
I like the verbiage on the mandate itself because it did say in consideration with medical professionals, that he did consult with medical professionals to go ahead and make the decision. So even it's wording, like if you look at the mandate, it's worded that way. Like medical professionals said that it was okay. Well, then you have some
medical professional.
Exactly, that's the part.
Because if you work in a medical office,
so they talk to environmental services.
They
the people who clean up the facility at the medical place. And ask them.
Mr. Owens would have told them the guy's not the truth about his mask. Mr. Owens is a 64-year-old white man, and he gonna let them know real quick. I'm not taking his mask.
They asked housekeeping if we need to keep wearing masks. That's what happened. It seemed like they would have waited until the numbers went below a certain percentage or whatever, and then say when we are below 10,000 in the state of Texas, then we can stop wearing masks. So when we're less than 0.5%. Then maybe we can stop wearing a mask. But I don't think
I'm a small business owner. I have a lot of friends that are small business owners. And so I saw how this affected our income. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I really, really do. I understand we got to make money to keep us moving. But if everybody's dying, how are we going to make money? And from what I've heard from the majority of people who have COVID, they don't want to eat, they don't want to shop, they don't want to go out.
It says, whereas COVID-19 hospitalizations and the rate of new COVID-19 cases have steadily declined due to the millions of Texans who have voluntarily have been vaccinated, many more who are otherwise immune, improved medical treatments for COVID-19 patients, abundant supplies of testing and personal protective equipment, and Texans' adherence to safe practices like social distancing, hand sanitizing, and use of face covering. And then it goes on to say that they had a meeting. Wait.
I think they did it after spring break.
Yeah, well, if they did it, I mean, spring break is the season for people to go and do their vacationing and go to Cancun, and businesses will lose money if they do that. So they gotta open it up.
I'm more so that's why.
But people, the majority of people are not empathetic.
No,
they're not. So there's a lot of people out there that just don't care. So I say go out at your own risk. If you're gonna get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you don't want to get vaccinated, just realize that cross-contamination exists and 6 feet don't matter.
I think most people are going to continue wearing. Most people that I've heard from will continue wearing their mask. I think that they just feel better that knowing that they don't have to. Mm-hmm. And I think after a while, people will slowly stop wearing the mask. I think it will stop, but just not in the beginning. It will.
You know, I have a mask. I've invested so much in these masks. I have a mask in almost every color of outfit that I have. So I don't know when I'm going to stop wearing a mask. Like my mask is down and accessory. The mask I have for this is black. It's hanging on my Like your shit.
Yeah.
Okay, JoJo, I know you're here this time, so you're not gonna scare me now. We good.
The little puppies down here.
Okay. So I think we've covered that. Now let's get into Biden's stimulus plan approval. Are we ever getting our money?
So
How much money?
okay, so it's still in works. They say the bill passed, but it's not really going to be passed till Tuesday. Okay, well, at least I thought that's what it was the case from what I was reading. It still have to go to the Senate.
What is
It's
the
not
amount?
voted.
Like, is it
So
14, 16, 12?
It's 1,400, and then they wanted to apply like student loan relief, but it's I think to $10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah, but then they wanted to change it. They
Look,
want
Joe.
to push for 50,000.
Look, Uncle Joe, keep the stimulus and go and put that 50,000. I'm happy with that. I mean, maybe just me because I got loans, but no.
I mean, I feel like it's at this point now that we're on the downhill of COVID. Like, what do we do? Like, it almost makes me feel like they're just waiting it out until we forget that we're supposed to get it.
I don't think they're waiting it out to see.
Because not everyone always agrees. Like, it's always going back. Okay, we're going back to the drawing board. Okay, now we have to go back because some Republican disagreed with this or a Democrat disagreed with that, and we're constantly going back to the drawing board. And then it's 1,400, then it's 2,000, then it's 50,000 student loan, and then it's 10,000 student loan, and it's like it's going back and forth. And I feel like this was something that Uncle Joe said when he was running, and now everybody's expecting him to keep this up. But I feel like,
I don't mind that it's taking them a while because I would prefer that you get a decent amount and then you come on with it. Instead of telling me you're going to remove all of my student debt and you know that somebody is going to shoot that down. I'm okay with a happy medium. Just get it done.
but what's a happy medium though?
So you don't have to say, because then he said when he was running all student debt.
At first he said,
Yeah.
and then it was like up to 50,000 because he realized that could mean some stuff for medical students.
And so I think he bit out too much. And now he's having to step back, but he's still trying to keep.
I mean, he can say all he wants to. No, people that are campaigning, they say a lot.
I'm running for president.
It doesn't mean that it's necessarily true and that it's actually going to happen.
Exactly. It kind of reminded me, when we ran for president in like elementary school, and we were like, we'll have pizza 3 times a week.
No homework.
And we're going no homework.
Yeah.
And we're going to have recess for 2 hours. And we knew we were lying. But then the kids would vote. I feel like that's what Joe did. I feel like he just kind of told us what he thought we wanted to hear. And then for some reason, it's just not going to come to fruition.
I think he felt like he was going to have more support than he does. And so I think he felt like he was going to get in there and he was going to have a bunch of yes men.
I think someone told Biden that, and Biden, because they knew Biden wasn't going to remember because Biden has my mild case of dementia and early onset Alzheimer's. And they knew that he would just go with whatever.
I just want to see it happen. I'm ready for the people to be happy. I'm ready for our elected officials to actually be for us again.
When would they ever really for us though? That's never happened.
I'm trying.
Ever in life.
Some of
Capitalism, okay? It's
Some of
all
them.
for the money.
Some of them were for us. I think before our time.
Name one.
I said before my time.
Before my time, it was racism and segregation. No one has ever been for us.
His name is not Abbott. His name is Rose Public.
I'm not going to vote.
I don't care.
I
have people in my. We going to heaven. The Bible said, "Tell the truth." You know exactly what they mean every day. I have people in wheelchairs, and I have a disdain for.
And the memes that are saying, "I'll take out my mask when Abbott walks."
Stand up and walk, girl. I just started out with.
Wait, sorry to go back, but on that mask thing, didn't they say that still for federal places of business, like you're going to courthouse, you keep your mask on?
Mm-hmm. You can't tour the governor's mansion.
Exactly. Okay.
So all of us can die. Then they ain't got to send us a stimulus or clear our.
Well, no, I want my stimulus because even if I die, they got to put something down.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't want it, but if it's a choice between a stimulus and student loans, put my student loans.
And
Yeah,
$10,000.
I still got
I don't know
student
about y'all. $10,000 ain't gonna do nothing, but
No, that's all I got left.
it's like a tease.
Yeah.
for
That's
my
all I
student
got
loan.
left. You can give me the 10,000, so I ain't gotta pay it no more.
I got a little more than 10 grand.
I got more than 10
I need
grand.
more than 10
I'm
grand.
like 10 on the dot.
10 grand ain't nothing but a little pacifier for a minute. It's not gonna, but I'm hoping it happens. I'm hoping the stimulus check happens. I think this is $1,400 per person. So for a lot of households, that's a lot of money. And then it's coming right at the same time as tax refunds.
Yeah.
So you have some people who gonna have $15,000, $18,000,
There's gonna be a bunch of
$20,000. And they're not gonna know what they're gonna be balling out of control, y'all. Y'all let me know how many rims y'all count going down the street.
I just see Cadillac Jordans, weave, and flats. Okay, let me stop. I'm doing that just
All the days.
Y'all, please don't do that. Please don't do that, because they,
Learn to invest, learn to invest, learn about stocks, or just save, pay off some stuff, pay up your electric bill, pay up your water bill. If you have children in daycare, pay up some daycare, like do some
Get
stuff.
that FICO.
Because spending all your
or
$20
capitalize on a skill that you already have.
Yeah, don't spend it all and then call me and they'll tell me your baby need diapers because I don't have an attitude.
I'm not gonna have
I'm gonna have an attitude.
Real nice.
I'm
Like fake the top. Fake the top. I'm like, hey, Ruth, girl. Yeah, I'm gonna say that pawn shop gonna take their TV back.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just a bunch of diapers.
I'm so glad nobody calls asking me for money, because I guess they already know. I'm not gonna, nope.
All our POV fans, Devin is the only nice one. Don't call me a Ruth. We're gonna tell you no and not feel bad about it. We're gonna pick up our drink.
But people say I'm not nice because even if I help you, I got so many questions and things you have to answer before I give you money. People get an attitude with me because I be like, well, why don't you have it? Well, why am I getting? Well, what happened to your check? I have questions.
See, usually if I am gonna do the handout thing, that I have to make sure that I don't want it back. Because if I'll end up wanting it back, I'm gonna be mad if you can't give it back to me.
Y'all, I'm freezing in this living room. That's why I'm sitting like this. I'm not self-conscious, I promise you.
You want the fan back out?
Yes.
Let me text my daughter. It got hot in here, y'all. It's cold.
It's cold now.
And then she got her drinking these drinks with ice in it.
Which they ain't even drinking. I'm kind of offended.
I am drinking mine.
You are, but Ruth.
Student loan forgiveness.
She being extra bougie. Student loan forgiveness. That's the one thing that he was talking about. But you know, you can have student loan forgiveness actually now if you work in a low income area. Like they told me if I work at Parkland for 10 years, they'll pay off my student loans.
I didn't know that one. I knew.
Is that up to the business to do
I
that?
think it's the government.
It's a government.
It's the same as like
it's public funding.
You should get it because that's why my interest rate on my student loans is so low. Public servants. They have a public servant payoff. And so my interest has dropped by like 70% because I work for a nonprofit. Thank you.
I think, I know that if your school is no longer standing or like it doesn't exist anymore, then you can get it discharged, the loan discharged. But there is a difference between discharge.
When did that happen? Because I got one school that's
yeah, I went to Westwood for interior design. I don't know why I did that, but that school no longer exists.
Doesn't sound good.
And yeah, I read that on the forgiveness, what is it? Relief, cancellation, and discharge are 3 different things. So the way you can get it discharged is that you can tell them, let them know that school no longer exists, and they will wipe it off.
I didn't know that. I should look into that. I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
My school still exists, so my loans are still.
Well, one school doesn't exist. I should check into the other one. I don't think UTA ever going anywhere.
Heck no.
So I'll always owe them, unfortunately. But the community, like the little tech schools, because like my associates came from one place. I actually have an LVN. Also, my LVN license came from one place. My associates from one place, and then my bachelor's from another. So maybe the first 2. I don't know. I need to see if Dallas Nursing Institute is still up and running.
My associates came from Rivera. My bachelor's are still going, and I ain't finished. I got 9 classes left on this master's, Lord, and I don't think they're going anywhere.
But I'm gonna need Biden, Uncle Joe, as soon as you give him his Aricept and Namenda, those are Alzheimer's drugs, will you ask him where my student loan money is when he's not right now, because we know he got sundowns. So in the morning, can you ask Joe where my student loan money is? Because I'm really looking forward to that. I need that.
Girl, if he gets up there with an episode, you know they be forgetting where they are.
You know, it's really funny because I was talking to, okay, so I work in Colleyville, so I do have a lot of Republicans come in and sit in my chair, or conservatives coming and sitting in my chair, and they all feel like Kamala Harris is about to take over.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you, I've been hearing it a lot more from the Democrats, but why do you think that's going to happen?
People in my office feel the same way, and I'm the only Black person in my office, and a lot of them feel like Kamala Harris is going to take over.
We're going to be watching Joe one day, and he going to walk past the camera with his drawers on. And that will be the day before Kamala is sworn in. When Joe walk by with his drawers on, he gonna get an attitude because he gonna ask people, "Why are you bothering me? I'm at my house in my drawers and I'm comfortable." And he ain't gonna realize it's a whole TV conference, and that's what's gonna happen because they gonna mess around and dim him after 6 p.m. and it's gonna be on in the full moon too. Girl.
Oh Lord. I'm still look.
And you're right, Lamar. He got early onset something. He got early onset.
I don't. Where
But you know what?
where's
I
this at though?
What, the onset? You don't know the signs.
Where? Like
You ever notice him like being like talking? And he's like, "Oh God, what was I talking about?"
Watch his commentary. Watch.
I've
him
seen
live.
him reading a lot.
Uh-huh.
Like he reads the teleprompter, but that I haven't seen
And
him.
when he walked away from the podium, and Kamala was like, "Joe, your mask. Oh, that thing." And then he went.
Oh, yeah. I guess I need a pencil.
You never work. We work with them, so
Okay.
like it's normal to us.
We know what it looked like. But on to another crazy episode of Somebody With No Sense. Y'all know they pulled Dr. Seuss off the shelf. And then a couple of little House on the
I
Prairie
don't see how Dr.
books.
Seuss is racist though.
No.
What?
I'm gonna give you the same argument I gave to Honey Boo in there. Dr. Seuss, the actual Dr. Seuss who wrote the books, he was born in like 1904, 1905.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna say he's a racist because that's a big statement. We don't know this man, right? But I don't think that it's far-fetched to believe that someone who was born in 1905, their social norms and things like that were totally different than what they are. And I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but the people in 2020, 2021, they are so hypersensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the things I love about comedy is you could tell like racist jokes, homosexual jokes, and everybody just laugh. You laugh at it at yourself. You can't even do that no more because nothing's funny. You can't even call people ugly no more.
What
that's
did
not
you
okay.
mean?
Oh, that's so
So I think it's like crazy that. So I don't think it's far fetched that Dr. Seuss had things in his book at that time that now would be considered.
What books? Because I got all his books and they all purple and green and yellow.
What are we learning from removing Dr. Seuss? It's the same thing with the statues. You're saying this person was racist, this person was racist. Let's remove the books, let's remove the statues. But what are we teaching our children? Removing these books and these statues, is it teaching our children don't behave like
No, it's erasing history.
Exactly. So our kids are not going to know what happened. They're not going to know how to deal with what happened. They're not going to know how to deal with it if it starts to happen again because everything has been erased.
Yeah, and
we're not teaching our children.
Shantae just mentioned that some of the characters in those books could be seen as racially insensitive. Like, for instance, they said they had something in there like a Chinaman with a little China hat on and things like that. And he uses the words, I think, like Oriental to describe like Japanese.
Oriental.
And things like that, which now is, you can't do that. And there's just lots of terms that we used back then. That
everything is going to be gray. And it's going to be super pronouns. They, them, our. It's not going to be he, she, her, him anymore. It's getting to.
But why? That's kind of foolish to me.
But that's where we're going. And just like I said,
and I do know some people who get offended. Like this one man who's clearly a man. He's got the testicles and the penis to go with it. Dresses like a social norm man. But you cannot call him he because he gets offended. He has to be referred to as they.
And I think some of these
And
people
if
are
you do, and if
starting
you
to
call
stuff
him
just to.
he gets offended and very highly offended. He's someone on YouTube that if you call him he goes
People,
off.
I think some folks are just doing this just for attention.
That's not the pronoun he wants to go by. He doesn't want to be known as a
What the
man.
hell is wrong with y'all?
Well,
Y'all
I'm a
look
millionaire.
retarded. I'm
That's what you do.
sorry.
I'm a millionaire. Do not address me by anything but millionaire status. That's it. And if you people
I'm
at the
sorry
bank
for all
and at
the-
Visa and Discover don't accept me as a millionaire, I'm going to sue you. That's how I'm identifying from here on out. I'm a millionaire. Do not treat me less than a millionaire.
Bernie Mac wouldn't have made it today.
Oh, hell no.
Because his jokes had me on the ground laughing, but it was just
I'm
funny.
never night. I'm not doing that.
No, I almost said it. But like, you can't even say anything.
Yeah, but
anymore.
that's really
I discovered this week that I can't say ugly.
that. But that's
Oh.
not, that's
Call people
hypocritical.
ugly. Like
That's
Dr. Seuss books. If I read a Dr. Seuss book to a child, to me, the only bad thing, it's not bad, is that it just doesn't, it doesn't.
You know what
But I don't.
You know what children's book offends me? And it's floating around the internet. I tried to order a copy and haven't got it. It's the book where they're talking about, I like balls. Susie has a ball. I wanted Susie's ball. I had 3 balls in my mouth. That's the book that we need to be having taken off the shelves. I'm not understanding why ain't nobody else about that.
I think those are adult books.
No, that's a child. Them kids
No,
play with balls.
I know what
But why
the
the illustrations are kids?
But that's a
So
adult.
I had 2 balls in my hand.
It's adult.
Joe's ball was dirty. Sally watched Joe's ball. I said, what the hell is Sally doing watching Joe's ball?
I think we should get rid of Fat Albert in the game. Because y'all remember that one dude who had that big ass lip and hung
Oh
down
my God.
here, and he was just over, like if a white person was to do that illustration, it would
Yes.
be deemed offensive. So there's so many things that we can say were offensive, which I actually love.
I just
I'm
don't-
joking, but I'm just saying they removed the Dr. Seuss books because they're racially insensitive.
I think the sensitive part was removing them on his birthday.
And LeBoy, I'm with you. I'm also sick of all this political correctness.
Yeah, but the politicians are not politically correct, and that's what I'm like. It's hypocritical.
Donald
People
Trump
in
started all of
office-
this.
No, I think
Okay.
he
And what did I
fuel
say?
on it.
What did I say whenever they did that whole thing where they took him off Twitter, or whenever they said, "Oh, the president shouldn't say this," and then they were going to start moving into censorship.
Mm-hmm.
And now look, Dr. Seuss is gone.
I don't think
See
he
what
started
y'all did? You see what y'all look?
Trump
Y'all did
started, but he egged him on. He made them feel some kind of way.
What's up, Lioness? It says, I read the books, but in time you forget them. Those are 5-year-old books.
And here, do 5-year-olds know that the little hat with the spinny thing is offensive to Asians? And
No,
why do
it's
they
not
know?
offensive to Asians.
Because I've read those books. When I started working, I was a teacher's aide, and I read them to multicultural classes. And even the teacher, Miss
Ain't nothing wrong with Dr.
Seuss.
Seuss. I'm done. No.
Layla is saying, I refuse to do the pronoun thing. I'm not dumbing myself down. It's just gone too far. When they changed that football team to camp, what was it? Something football team from
I mean,
Chiefs.
just Washington.
You know,
now.
somebody actually wrote a book.
Washington Redskins is changed to Washington football team.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that what we really doing?
What the hell they gonna call the Cowboys?
Somebody wrote a book how language in America would evolve, and you know what? I'm about to read that book now.
Please
Because-
do. Share
yeah.
it with me.
I can't remember the name. You know what? It's in my car, actually.
Y'all, we got $10 from Lamb.
Hey!
Thank you. Much appreciate it. But I'm also not doing all the pronoun thing. I'm sorry. If you look female-ish, I'm
Okay, so coming from, I'm an HR director and I work for a Christian organization. Our application has been changed. It legally does not ask for sex anymore.
Then they can't ask for race.
They don't.
So,
What it says on there, I'm the HR director and I'm also the benefits director of the insurance. The way it's worded now, it says, what sex were you assigned by a medical professional? At birth. What sex
No, they
were you?
didn't.
Yes, it does. I'll give you a copy of the application. Because it says, what sex were you assigned by a medical professional at birth? Right-handed guy. This is what it's on the application.
OMG. And Brittany is saying, what about the Mr. Potato Head nonsense? I missed that. I've heard about it. But people
Okay.
were offended about Mr. Potato
Look,
Head. What
Bubba
Mr.
got
Potato Head do?
3 Mr. Potato Heads. Y'all not finna take Mr. Potato Head because he can
Potato
change
head
his
is a
parts. I don't care.
potato.
But they have a Mrs. Potato Head too.
Yes, they do.
So I don't know.
So I don't understand what
Potatoes
this.
didn't have a genitalia, so I'm confused.
I'm
What
really
kind of
confused.
Why are we raising all these punk ass kids now?
Thank you. That's all.
That's
These are a bunch of punk ass kids.
That's
They
why
are.
my kids are still very much.
I read books. I don't know about
No,
y'all, and I know I've been here a minute, but I remember reading books in school that said the word colored, about hanging people, about being.
When we read The Color Purple with the rape scene, I went
Thank
home
you.
and asked my mama, what in the heck?
What was that one book about the black man who was,
What was
who
it?
was the brown
We went
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, that's what we read. If they read these books these days, they
Thank
just running
you.
home themselves outside. That's ridiculous. These some punk
Read
ass
the book
kids.
and wrote several papers on it.
And had to write a paper on Kill a Mockingbird.
I can't.
Had to read the book and then watch the movie in the classroom. And they didn't care. We was watching movies about the slaves being brought over here on the boats.
Yep. So
now we have to keep all the kids from knowing all of this.
I'm not.
This
I'm
is-
confused.
all
All
My
this
children
is
are
like
gonna be
making
there.
me want to go back to
Got
school.
$5
and
super
education.
chat, y'all.
Hey, thank y'all.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Lioness for power.
Hey, you know what? All of y'all that are watching, let us know if you like all three of us together. If you like this energy. I don't like who this person is.
together.
I don't know who she is. I promise you, this ain't what we normally get. But
I'm the same. I'm the
Shantae
same.
said they have been trying to get them to change from the Redskins to anything else, and that's what they came up with football team. I feel like they called it a football team as a dig. It was like a teenager being a smart ass. When you tell them to do something and they like halfway do
pretty
it,
soon we're
what
gonna
you
have
asked
to
me
change
for.
it from football to something else because soccer in every other country is considered football because of kicking the ball. America is the only country that calls football where you put the ball in your hand as football. My office is an international office, and when they say we're gonna go watch a football game, a lot of them think they're going to watch soccer.
Yeah.
So at some point, Native Indians are gonna say you're being racist or you're being insensitive. You switched what actual football is.
But
Oh, you can't say Native Indians. They're not Indians. They're
No,
indigenous.
no, Indians. I mean from India.
They're
Oh,
indigenous.
okay.
You know what? Indigenous.
Indigenous.
Now, I'm not talking about the people here in
So
America.
I can't call them. I call them Native
You can say
Americans.
Native American
Native
or
Americans.
the indigenous.
Because
people.
Indians I thought were from India.
Yeah, they are.
And that's what I meant. My office is full of. I'm the only black person in my office. I'm full of people that look none like me. There's 2 Indians, and everybody else is the same. They don't look none like us at all. At all.
So, but what's the solution to all the everybody being offended by every?
We're past 15 minutes. I really think people need to go back to having a lot more sex and getting some more less and stop being so damn uptight. Like, live. Stop being so mad. I mean, just think that when people were freely having sex and not being criticized about it and just doing what, who cared?
Basically, what she's saying
Be
is
happier.
go back to catching gonorrhea and chlamydia.
No.
Where everybody talking about social media.
Use condoms.
Go
Be
get
safe.
go get
Damn.
your STDs on.
Mind the business that pays you. Shit, take care of your husband and your wife and stop caring if Susan May next door, if her kid is reading Dr. Seuss with a little hat or if they're drinking, OJ or apple juice. It don't matter.
I blame the education system. They made y'all slow as hell.
They made y'all
Lamb is
soft.
saying, who cares that folks are offended? I'm offended that I don't have $1 million in reparations. It's
Yes,
okay
we
for
do.
folks
We are
to-
millionaires.
It's okay for folks to be offended.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, you know what? I have to correct myself. I'm not saying y'all, the viewers, because obviously you're doing something smart.
At this
But I'm saying that younger generation that ain't watching, y'all is ignorant. Y'all need to get it together.
They're
It's
sensitive.
soft.
They're sensitive.
So
Oh, we can't say that word. I'm sorry if that offended somebody. I didn't mean that. I forgot. Y'all forgive me because I'm not one of those insensitive.
We can't say
people.
punk ass kids.
No, I
I
keep
think we
CPS
can.
calling me for telling my son that he was being a punk.
I don't
I said,
think we
stop
can.
it.
I really don't think we can.
He said that I was verbal abuse.
Well, I'm glad my kids are older because the things I call my children.
Yes,
Yeah.
verbal abuse is if you call your child a punk, that's verbal abuse.
They
I'm
say,
gonna go give me some more bail money.
Brittany is saying, y'all know Gen Z is trying to cancel Eminem for what?
He's not even in your generation. Like, stop
Okay,
touching
wait.
stuff you ain't got nothing to do
Wait a
with.
minute.
Got nothing to do with.
8 Mile Eminem. They're trying to cancel him. What did he
Trying to
do?
cancel Eminem.
What did he do?
I don't know.
Because he's appropriating the culture, maybe. I can see that, but
he's never said the N-word. He'll say cracker.
No, he has.
But you know what?
I never heard him say N-word. I heard him say cracker.
He has.
Okay, this whole appropriating.
He says it in his
culture.
music.
If he's lived around us, been raised around us, been treated like us, is it really appropriating it just because he's not the same color as we are?
Okay, so this goes into cancel culture. So
y'all is goddamn tired. Stop making up shit. Stop making up shit. Leave it alone.
Culture. Like
leave out the bullshit. Look, that man is making his money. He ain't about to be doing nothing. Leave this shit. Y'all getting on my nerves.
You know what's funny that you said that because what is his name? Don Lemon. He said the same thing. He said, "How the heck can you condemn a white person for saying it when probably around their group of black friends they say it and they don't get reprimanded for it."
Like I'm gonna say for real, y'all too damn. I'm buying y'all some tampons, and some Midol, and some shit because y'all getting on my nerves now.
Linus is saying they're going to get rid of movies and cut them down. Who watches 40 and 50 movies these days? And Brittany says, y'all got to get on TikTok. These kids have started a whole campaign to cancel Marshall Mathers. And I don't know why. Eminem was kind of a big deal.
You know what? Free Eminem. He ain't even locked up yet. Fuck y'all little kids. Y'all getting on my damn nerves. I'm sorry. I just down and say whatever y'all need to. Cancel Christian. Y'all know I'm paying my bills. That really made me mad when you said that. I'm so sick of this.
So I agree with the
they're sensitive and entitled.
There's a difference between trailer and the hood to me. So I don't care where you grew up around. If you have black friends, whatever, there's just some things you shouldn't say. And I don't care.
But do you think because my skin is brown, I should be able to say nigga?
No, I don't think anybody should be.
Okay, that was my next question. I was gonna say because you're lighter than me, so
I don't.
Now I'm gonna say this because me and my kids have had this conversation. Like, well, why can a white person or why do white people get condemned for saying the N-word, but black people don't? And I said, look, I'm gonna tell you like this: if I call you one, it's because I really do think you are one, and so I use it in a derogatory. Like,
you don't use it in the what's up?
No, I don't say it. It's if you being ignorant as hell, I'm gonna call you that.
So you say ER or A?
A.
Okay.
I'll say the A, and I tell the kids. So if you were trying to be respectful to someone, you shouldn't be saying it at all.
Okay.
Because it's not allowed in my house. Like for a long time, my children thought that was an actual curse word.
Yeah, it is a curse word.
They
just like if I call you an MF, I'm saying it in the same. That word ain't gonna come out till you piss me off, and that's when you know that you done messed up with me.
Yeah, you heard me say F them kids. I was really upset. Like I very rarely.
I will catch myself saying it when I'm in the car and I'm rapping to whatever song is on. But I'm by myself. I wouldn't let nobody hear me say it. But on a positive note, y'all, let's hit on. It is Women's Month. Yay! And we are celebrating us. Oh, JoJo, girl.
Yeah, he's snoring.
March is Women's History Month. Yeah, there's a mini poodle in here, and she snores like an 85-year-old man. So if you hear that, apologies. She snores like she pays bills. But anyhow, so we're celebrating Women's History Month, and I don't know what all that entails.
Okay, so I want to say big ups to my idols. I grew up with reading about Sojourner Truth. I want to say Madam C.J. Walker, not the series version, the actual Madam C.J. Walker, Sarah Breedlove. I grew up watching Eartha Kitt. I am a big 20s fan, so I like, Billie Holiday. I like, poets, Gwendolyn Brooks. So I want to say
see you with her. I can see that.
I thought Billie Holiday when she said Billie Holiday.
I'm a Billie Holiday fan. So
oh my God, now I can't think of the other one. She was a lot more radical.
Dorothy Dandridge?
No, not the actress, poet.
Oh, poet. Maya Angelou.
No, she has a masculine name. But yeah.
We'll give props.
Nina Simone.
Nina Simone. Also give props to Cicely Tyson. Just everyone who kind of paved. Dorothy Dandridge, I actually really enjoyed.
I was Dorothy Dandridge one year for Halloween. That was the funnest.
Oh, and the real Betty Boop.
The real Betty Boop.
I want to give a size 2.
I want to give props to Tina because she went through writing.
Yes.
She was in my opinion, Tina was like the first Beyonce. With them little short.
She crossed over.
I think she was better than Beyonce.
Yeah, she was definitely better than Beyonce.
Tina in her prime was here. Beyonce would have nothing.
She was able to exude that sexy.
And I'm not knocking Beyonce.
She was able to cross over different genres.
Yeah. Tina didn't have the commercialized sexy. She was sexy. She was smart. Yeah, she got beat, but she got herself out of that. She had multiple, just like Beyonce, she has multiple streams of income. She wasn't just she wasn't naked. Yeah, but like her voice is what made Tina.
And we definitely got to give props to the women who back in the day had to actually know how to sing and perform to enter the world. Yes. We don't see that a lot now. Now they can just get on there and whisper and turn around and show their ass. And they can make a meal. You ain't gotta have no talent. You just gotta have a booty.
You gotta be a marketer. You gotta have a good marketer.
Yeah, because I don't have a booty.
Look, I'm about to jump in the country, y'all. I'm gonna take over the country.
Toni Morrison, Allison Walker, and Brittany mentioned Nikki Giovanni.
Nikki Giovanni.
So we gotta give props to all those. I think I was listening to like some of my old school singers the other day. I was old Patty and Gladys Knight and just when they
Shaka Khan.
That's my girl. I've never been a huge fan of Patty, but I've always loved Shaka. Did y'all know that Shaka Khan was chosen to play the part of Suge Avery? And she didn't want to play it because she thought the part was so negative and so down, and she didn't want to be offensive to the Whoopi Goldberg fans. She thought Whoopi was always a very pretty woman, and so she didn't take that part.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh, I love her. Sweet. Shaka is like my virtual.
Oh, Whoopi too. I grew up on her.
And what women of today though that are still living, breathing, other than
right
now,
Patties,
that are paving the way to continue for women
musically,
in always. That's I'm thinking about it. I still like Oprah. I know black people probably mad at Oprah right now.
Janae Monáe.
I still like Oprah.
I'm not mad at Oprah. I like Oprah. If you got a work hustle, I don't even know what you spend your money on. If you're doing something, hey, go ahead. If you make that change, I like Oprah. But musically, though,
Brittany, you're right. Diana Ross. We gotta give her props.
Okay, I'm a hunch. I'm taking a drink on that one.
Why? What's wrong with Diana Ross?
I just never liked her. The only thing I liked her in is what's the movie where she hollered, I got to get my old man back. Mahogany. Oh, I liked her in Mahogany. But
okay, Linus, he went back a minute, but he said Pepe Le Pew, the skunk cartoon, is on debate. Can't see the reasoning.
Oh Lord!
I know what it is. It's unwelcome touching, and he would always grab that little thing and kiss on her without, consent. That's something I ain't think of. But I love that cartoon.
I do.
And it was a skunk.
Y'all are messing up my childhood.
I'm just trying to get your ass and stop watching stuff from back then. If you gonna be that, just stop.
There was no TV in the bedroom. Everybody was a lot happier.
I mean, they gonna start getting rid of all the cartoons.
I'm telling you, everything is gonna be gray. We're gonna wear gray scrubs to work, gray scrubs home. Scrubs, I'm sorry.
Her, Janelle Monáe.
I'm talking about
Osaka. Serena Williams is definitely a
yes.
That's still.
I feel like
okay, but Serena Williams gets kind of slack because she's married to a white man.
I don't care.
I don't care either, but
you dating a white guy. I completely I don't care. I mean, like, she had all them brothers that was there, and none of them came and got her.
I don't understand what
he's human. So he's human. Who cares?
Well, I'm still the shit. Even with white people.
That you don't
pay the way, and no, I'm not doing that to it. And he goes, I'm not doing it. I'm just not. That's just too much. No.
You know, we had this conversation that I felt like because I'm a light bright that I felt forced, like more so. I guess should I be with a brother, or is it okay because I'm a hybrid that I can date
hybrid?
I'm a hybrid. All right, but like I ended up with more of a dark complected man, so. I still have
to each his own. To each his own.
I've had my oldest daughter, her dad is your color. My younger two, their dad is the color of my shirt.
Yeah.
I just, depending on how you treat me after those first couple of conversations, that's where I am.
Yeah, I really don't even think it shouldn't matter But you know, the black, again, you have that 20% of the 18% of American population, Black American population, that feels like in order to be pro-Black, you have to be anti-white. And so you don't get this, if you're married to someone else, then you get that that shaming. Yeah. You're not supporting your culture. You can't, like, it's.
Well, I'm not married, and I feel like your option should be, as long as they're human, do what you want. That person isn't beating on you, who cares?
Rue, you could definitely Meghan Markle if you wanted to.
Well, I didn't discriminate. I tried all flavors.
They'll burn their castle down before they.
But yeah, I did end up with my chocolate and honey.
I mean, I think it's just the perspective, because I do think I'm not gonna put anybody in the category. I can see some women dating outside of the race because they have something against Black men.
But they also have something against Black women too.
But
and
single Devin dated everything.
You know what? I didn't have.
But I'm gonna choose who treats me better.
Yeah,
I'm not
never had
for
the issue
that's gonna stress
of
me out.
Black, white, Mexican, Asian. My discrimination came from dating men who thought because I was fat, I had a self-esteem issue. Mine has always been a size discrimination, not because of my race.
Well, you know, light skinned people get discriminated against too. They think we all crazy.
Well, that's just some men. Some men are just sorry as hell.
I'm not with her.
Look, my mouth. I can control my mouth, but this face.
All us high yellow people or red bone, whatever you want to call it, we not all crazy. We're not all of us. Not all of us.
Yes, everyone. But that's okay. You just gotta find somebody crazy up.
Right.
Somebody that, y'all match crazy, so you don't know that he's crazy and she don't know you crazy.
Well, I think he may be quiet crazy.
Okay, y'all, what are our final thoughts? Let's close this BB out. What are your final thoughts as we end this?
Do you, boo-boo, do you. Make sure y'all staying safe out there. You don't need people telling you what to do. It doesn't matter. Just keep yourself safe. Y'all already know capitalism is real. So just act accordingly. Plan accordingly. And don't do stupid shit with your money. There we go.
My final thoughts, looking back over the season, I have enjoyed these ladies. I'm looking for season 2. What did he say?
He said, "Oh, the ones I know are
Crazy.
Look, we got complex issues. Don't judge us." Okay.
I'm happy that y'all are still watching. That my personality didn't run us off, bring y'all off. But no. For final thoughts, though, I think America has become too sensitive. Not even just America. This world is just too sensitive. Pretty soon, everybody's gonna be in a bubble. I just want us to be free to love whoever we want to love. Be yourself. Be happy. Stop making stupid decisions. Stop being so damn sensitive.
Yes, that part.
Mind the business that pays you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, for real. Next week, everyone, if you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. If you don't want to wear your mask, don't wear your mask. Don't be jumping on people and insulting those who don't have a mask on, because wherever you saw them with their mask off, you could have not gone there. If you catch me in the grocery store without a mask on, you could have kept your ass at home and did click the car and had them bring your groceries to the car. If you see me at the movies without a mask on, you could have watched a movie on Prime and your ass wouldn't have seen me without my mask on. But please do your research on everything and do what you think is best for you. I'm gonna say, y'all quit being so sensitive. We dealt with a lot. Go watch Kings of Comedy and listen to Bernie Mac and realize that sometimes stuff is funny.
Start with Richard Pryor.
It's a lot more Medeas than Coras in the world. So watch who you being sensitive and you approaching. Cause some of y'all gonna start getting knocked out. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm a Medea. I'm not Cora. I'm not crazy.
Which means she gonna hurt your feelings.
Exactly. When
you tell her don't call me he or she, it may not go well.
It's not going to go well. I promise you it's not.
Look, there's so much power in the word her. So I'm gonna be a she.
So thank you guys again for watching. While you're here, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for when we come back in a couple of weeks. And we really appreciate you watching us. And you have a good evening and be blessed. Bye.